Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we are playing some First Descendant, which is a game... Hold on, I won't interrupt these cutscenes here.
According to the investigative core, the Ironheart is in the ruins. The assignment is simple. Bunny will collect it, while one of you protects her. So, who is going to take this on?
Alright, so we are starting some First Descendant, which is a game that actually had an open beta about a year ago that I played a lot of, but we have just a short 2-window technical test that's going on today. This is a action RPG MMO shooter game, kind of similar to Warframe. I've heard some comparisons to, although I personally have not played that game. A lot of fun with it when I played it last year, but this is our first time doing it either in a recording or on stream, so looking to see what has changed in the about year's time it's been since I last played. And supposedly there have been some balance changes, and I think the full-blown game is going to come out quite soon. So we have 3 choices for which character we can begin with here. Let's maybe take a closer look at the details. I am familiar with them from my previous playthroughs here, but so we can view the details on each descendant.
Kind of job. Wouldn't it be easier if I just froze everything?
So we have Viessa, a debuffer who uses Chill at will. She uses Chill to freeze enemies in place, unleashing cold snap-like attacks as she weaves her way between them. So you can see her various skills here. Frost Shards. Fires Frost Shards to deal damage to hit enemies and AoE damage to nearby enemies. Inflicts Ice Shackle on hit targets. Frost Road, when cast, grants Frost Road state for a certain period of time, which increases our movement speed and energy shield, and creates ice sheets, where her feet, okay, that's cut off a little bit there, it's like her field? No, her feet touch the ground. Inflicts Ice Shackle on enemies that come into contact with these ice sheets. Then Cold Snap, spews Chill toward the front, inflicts damage, Ice Shackles on enemies. I mean, basically, we don't have to go through every single one of these in detail, but basically, as you can start to see here, her whole thing is she does ice, which gives her some crowd control, some damage. Her passive skill, upon using this skill, you have an enemy enter a certain ice shackle stage, creates an ice sphere that flies around nearby, and you can see a general sense of how her stats are compared to some other characters. So she's a bit of a caster with all these types of abilities and not that much of a tank. We could choose her, but let's take a look at what the other options are. We also have Lepic.
I'll go.
Over
I just
here.
need to blow up everybody except Bunny, right?
He's a bit of a grenadier character, AoE dealer who uses grenades to attack, clears the battlefield with his right arm and grenades, which boasts a powerful performance. His right arm, in case you can't tell, is robotic. So we have various types of grenades that either deal direct damage, or is this the one I'm thinking of? No, it's this one. It does some interesting crowd control-like stuff, and then can use that robotic arm to deal a bunch of damage like that as well. So that's his thing. You can see his stats, and he's a little bit more of a frontline fighter, at least compared to Viessa. Then our final option would be Ajax, or Ajax over here.
Defense is my forte.
As you can see, defense absolutely is his forte. A tanker-type dealer who utilizes void energy, coordinates his team with a force field that protects allies while deflecting enemy attacks. So you'll see there's like a shield effect here. There's a bit of crowd control from that stomp attack. That also staggers enemies back. And what does this one do? Creates a dome-shaped barrier. The barrier's stats are based on Ajax / Ajax HP and defense. And as you can see from the stats, he is very tanky. So there are a bunch of characters in the game, more than the ones that we see right here. We just only have these three to choose from at the very beginning. I have played every character in the open beta except for Ajax. So for that reason, I think I will take him here, because I am not familiar with him and I would kind of like to get the chance to play him.
Defense is my forte.
So that I can get a bit of a feel for all the different options. So we'll jump into this first mission, which is a bit of a tutorial. There'll be more cutscenes with it as well. So the beginning of the game is rather cutscene heavy, but I think after that we'll get a lot more long strings of gameplay. The game does look gorgeous, for what it's worth. These are cutscenes, which do naturally look a little bit better still, but even in the gameplay itself.
Wait for me!
So this is our teammate, Bunny.
There's no Ironheart on that side either.
Only this side remains then.
Let's get this over with.
The architect's ruins.
It took so many soldiers to find this place. Please let the Ironheart be in here somewhere.
I hope it is too, Bunny. I'd like to give Albion some good news.
Finding the Ironheart is important, but so is retrieving it. The Vulgus also have their sights set on these ruins.
Don't worry about that, Alpha. Compared to me, the Vulgus are as slow as turtles.
My force field will stop them. Every time.
Haha! Good to know you have my back. So, do you know what the heart looks like?
So now we can walk around a little bit. Oh, I should mention, this is also a co-op game. So I don't know if we can technically get people in for this intro tutorial part, but certainly later on. I think it's up to 4 people in a party at a time. You can either do it solo or as a group. I'm trying to remember, I don't think there's any enemy scaling or anything like that based on how many people you have on your team, so it is, by that account, easier the more people you have. So move around a little bit, remind myself how the controls work and all that stuff, because it has been a while, so I'm definitely going to be rusty. Let's see, we can sprint, okay. And I believe I saw,
take the lead.
I'm on keyboard mouse right now. I don't think that the game has controller support, or at least that's what it said on Steam, which is the platform I'm playing on right now.
What's going
PC
on?
on Steam.
All operatives report.
Oh,
We almost died. I'm okay, by the way.
Roger that. Resume operation.
okay.
Our path's been cut off. We better find a way around.
So we'll go this way then.
Wait, Bunny. I should go first.
Okay, we can aim. And, oh, that's Bun. Okay, maybe don't shoot Bun. Am I going backwards? Oh, I am going backwards, aren't I? Okay, I got turned around. That's my bad. You can see here, the icon shows us what direction we're supposed to go in. Here we are. So we have some simple enemies here. As I said, it is a shooter. Although, as we were looking at before, there are also other skills
I'll come help.
on top of just our weapon.
I'll be there soon.
And there's crafting, there's looting, there's gear, all that type of stuff.
Glad you're safe.
So we'll see
I'm
that
just getting warmed up.
more so once we get into the
No
real
need to
full game
brag.
post-tutorial.
Come on, let's keep going. Whoa. What is all this? Huh, there's no way through. This is the only place left. There has to be something here.
A hidden space.
It's the Ironheart! Cover me! This is the Ironheart. We can close the dimensional wall with this, right? And when we have all three of them, we can stop the Colossi and the Vulgus? How awesome is that? But does something feel weird to you? It feels like the Ironheart is somehow calling to me. Wait, what the hell?
Suddenly, we are in a totally different area. We need to retrieve that Ironheart. Yes. It's not quite that simple. We do have, and this is one of the funnest parts of the game, a grappling hook, which if I actually hit the target, would have been much better. There we go. Which is really the fastest way to traverse around once you get a feel for it. It's just going to take me a little while to get used to it again, but it is a lot of fun to use. And you can move when you're mid-grapple, as you can kind of see there. So there is a little bit of nuance to it. Sorry, punch the microphone a little bit.
You're finally here. This is a space where your unconscious takes physical form. I have been waiting for you since the beginning. I am your guide. I was created to guide the descendants to the Ironheart. This is the connection procedure, Descendant. Initializing process to access your consciousness. We both need the Ironheart. I can help humanity. Descendant.
The hell? What just happened? Who was that?
Bunny, did you see the guide too?
Yeah, I saw it. It took me to a weird place and... Hold on. It's the Vulgus. They found their way here.
Get out of here! Hurry!
I seriously have no idea what's going on. Target secured. I'm moving out. You need to stay alive. We have a lot to talk about.
Careful, Bunny.
Alright, so we're back in. And as you could probably imagine, it wasn't like we were about to get the thing that everyone was trying to get in the tutorial without any
I have
issues.
synchronized with your consciousness. Focus on the heart. It must not be captured.
You can see they're starting to drop a little bit of stuff. We're starting to get more than just the basic enemies. That's an HP, I think. Yeah. This drops here. Different types of ammo as well. We, at the moment, have just been using our starting weapon, but we technically might already have multiple different types of weapons. If not, then we will get some very soon. Press control button to roll, evade enemy attacks. Okay, try to remember that. Okay, and there is the whole changing weapon thing. So we have infinite ammo on our first weapon type. This one, though, is stronger, longer range, and does have limited ammo. So that's where picking up some of these drops is more significant, because it can help us maintain that ammo. Well, that's our shotgun, but that actually has infinite ammo as well. I'm surprised. That is, I think, only the case during this tutorial. I did not approach that from the best angle. Hold on. There we go. F to perform. Okay. So, for some reason, this is functionally a melee attack. For some reason, it's called sub-attack. I don't really know why. But sub-attack is on cooldown. Swing your firearm to perform a weak sub-attack. Yes, so technically, we have what is a stronger version of a melee attack, which does have a actually quite long cooldown. And then while it's on cooldown, you get this much weaker, just hit them with your weapon type melee. I think since they were right next to us, we were supposed to take the hint and go for the melee, but we don't need to. But yeah, that's MP there, which we don't need. Void Walk. Okay, this is the first ability that we'll try to use, so jump into the enemy camp and strike them. And, oh, and we also have the, okay, now we're getting all of our abilities available to us, it seems like. So this is where it's gonna take some getting used to on my part in particular, because I've never used this guy's powers before. I've never played him. So, okay. I can't say I'm going to perfectly execute them. Not gonna be anywhere near perfectly executing those abilities just yet.
What is this power?
That is nice, though. Oh,
This is your
there's the melee. It is not a good time to be using a shotgun. That's more like it. Oh, you're still there. I thought I switched back to the sniper again. Okay. We're good. So yeah, our abilities have cooldowns.
Get ready.
That was extremely overkill, but why not, right?
It's been a while since your last report. Have you regrouped with Bunny? I need confirmation.
Understood. I have arrived at the rendezvous point. Bunny, report your location. Bunny, report.
Bunny. Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Time has finally come. Listen.
triggered an unidentified anomaly. Walker approaching. Awaiting orders.
It seems weaker than normal. You're free to engage.
All right. And now we are about to have, as you can probably anticipate, our first boss fight. So some Colossus body parts, which is generally the type of bosses we face, can be removed. As you'll see here from this little preview, you can at times use your grappling hook to latch onto certain parts of the bosses and shoot off those weak points for bonus damage. And in general, the weak points will glow like that. It's when they turn yellow that you can grapple onto them. Okay. I admittedly, even after hours of playing it in the open beta, I always forgot what the indicator was for when you could climb on, because it's actually pretty rare that people ended up doing that. But once it shakes its body in resistance, you can... Oh, okay. This is, again, actually something that I think would have been useful to have remembered in the past. Manage to hang on to a part successfully, you can repeatedly mash for extra damage. Okay, well, here we are, against the Grave Walker. Yeah, blue part in the middle, I was deliberately aiming for, so we got bonus damage against it. Now we've broken it, though, so we no longer get bonus damage against it.
Go! Not over yet!
So you see, it's already at less than half health.
Now's our chance! Finish it!
Oh, that was, I missed the opportunity to latch onto it. But, as you can see, this is the tutorial boss. It's very easy to take down. Way easier than any other boss, so don't read into how much of a breeze that was.
Alpha, the Ironheart was stolen. The operation failed.
Damn it! I never expected Corell to show up in person after everything we've gone through to find that Ironheart. If we don't find the other two Ironhearts before he does, the dimensional wall will be in danger.
Don't lose hope, HQ. We've made contact with a guide. It's going to help us.
Okay, so that is basically the end of the tutorial.
Follow my voice. I need your help. Humanity requires my help. I can find the Ironheart.
So that was Corell.
Enzo,
He's the big baddie.
did you hear that
He
voice?
stole the Ironheart, which is the
I
big,
heard it
powerful
too.
artifact that we want.
I need to explain the situation to Alpha. You should go and get treated.
What? Can't Alpha hear the guide's voice?
I don't hear anything at all. It seems to only be linked to active descendants. Now, are there any other descendants who have had contact with the guide?
Aside from Jeremy, all descendants have reported connecting with the guide. And the descendant who first made contact with the Ironheart will be arriving at HQ shortly.
When it comes to the guide, we have to consider all the possibilities. Make sure you familiarize yourself with everything.
Okay, speaking of familiarizing ourselves with everything, so after finishing the tutorial, we ended up now in this new area. This is the town. the hub area where we have a bunch of other people. As I said, this is an MMO, so these are other player characters, and there are several things here that we can do. Like this is our storage/mailbox, and it looks like we have a message here. You can receive items that have passed HQ security protocols. Supplies to rewards for missions you've completed. So useful whenever you see there's a little icon above this thing, a little letter, that you should check in here. You might get some stuff. So missions you've completed but been unable to collect due to personal reasons, and items specifically or especially issued by HQ. Okay, so let's see. Event challenge reward. Hello, Descendant. You've completed an event task. Please take your reward. We'll look forward to what deeds you'll achieve next. So we get caliber. I don't recognize this. This is some kind of currency, but I don't think we had this in the open beta, or if we did, it was a different art for it, so I don't recognize it at least. Rare resource used to purchase special items. Okay. Otherwise, nothing else here? Okay. But yeah, as we complete big quests, we'll occasionally get some things popping up there. Is this new? I don't remember this. Infiltration Operations Terminal, a terminal that displays the status of strategic points located throughout Ingress, which is, I think, the overall area where we find ourselves now. This city, if I'm remembering correctly, is called Albion, which a few people mentioned in passing. So it allows for the confirmation of various operation information. It's linked with the arcade teleporter, enabling immediate infiltration into the operation zone upon setting coordinates. Okay. I'm curious, but oh, interesting. Okay, so this is how we get to different areas for quests throughout the campaign. And in the open beta, we had 3 areas that were accessible. These 3, I think. And then we could see that there were others that existed, but were not yet accessible. So presumably once the full game comes out, they will become available to us. Okay. Is this the same type of thing? Yeah. Okay, it's just another copy of the same type of thing. Alright, but there is a little bit more of note in this city. It's this, which I'm not sure we can do yet. We could try. Okay, so raise mastery rank by earning mastery rank XP. The higher your mastery rank, the more benefits you will receive. Raising the mastery rank increases the module capacity and storage capacity of your inventory. Make sure to check benefits of increasing the mastery rank. I know these are terms that probably mean nothing to you at the moment, but I can explain them in a second. You need mastery rank XP to raise your mastery rank. Mastery rank XP can be obtained when Descendant who has not assigned any socket types or module slots level up, or by clearing a mission for the first time. If you've met the requirements to raise your mastery rank, press hold the button, raise the rank, enjoy the various benefits. Basically, there are a few different ways you can level up your character. This is one of them, and we don't yet have the experience to do it, but unlike in other instances where you just get experience and you immediately level up once you hit that threshold, in this case, we only achieve that level once we come over here and press this mastery rank up button. So we can't do that right now. I was just curious. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself in that way. This area is brand new, though. There was not previously anything in town beyond that master hand room that we just checked out. So this little pathway here did not exist. That is... seemingly, place where we need to go for the main quest, I think, if I remember what that icon means. Maybe we'll take a second to explore elsewhere first. What is this? Okay.
I'm gonna tell her. No, I'm not. I am. I'm not. I am. No, I don't know. You're so beautiful, Sharon. Those shiny silver hands. Your very work of art. Okay. I've made up my mind. I'm gonna tell Sharon how I feel. But if I'm gonna confess my love, flowers. I need flowers, but where can I get some? Maybe I don't need flowers. No, No, I read that if you're going to confess your love to someone, you need to bring them flowers. Okay. I heard from the soldiers that Kingston has beautiful flowers. How do I get to Kingston? Seek on a transportation ship. Doesn't sound like a good idea. Maybe the supply unit has flowers. Maybe I could ask the quartermaster. What if I get kicked out for making such a stupid request? I know. I'll request flowers as part of supplies. Then they'll definitely look into it. Great. I'll tell Sharon how I feel once I have some flowers. Yes, that's the best solution. Sharon, please wait for me.
Okay, so that's new. I was not particularly interested in your love story, and it went on quite a bit, so, not thrilled about that, to be honest with you. It just kind of feels like that's, yeah, sure, it's a little bit of extra lore. Sharon is the name of one of the playable characters that we did not have access to at the very beginning, but theoretically, we may be able to unlock later on. Okay, yeah, the layout of town is a little bit different. Areas that used to just be dead ends with nothing in them suddenly have things in them, and the pathways move around a little differently, which is confusing me a bit. Is this just going to loop back around to where we were? It is. Okay. That is really disorienting, because, oh man. I used to know where everything went, but apparently not anymore. It's good to see that the places are getting bigger and there's theoretically more things to interact with. This is another mailbox. Okay, this guy is a shopkeeper.
If you're gonna go out looking like that, you might as well write your last will and testament before you leave.
So this is where we can buy weapons and some other gear, which I don't think we're going to do that right now, because we're probably going to get a whole bunch of stuff as we start actually doing real campaign stuff. Okay, I would just like to leave. Thank you. But we'll take a brief look just to give you a sense of what types of stuff you can get from these various NPCs. So that's purchasing equipment. As for this person...
A special human child. What do you need?
Magister who stands with humanity, she possesses unparalleled technology and knowledge. She's in charge of awakening the arche of all descendants and developing new equipment in Albion. So she has more unusual, or at least really more powerful types of things that you can unlock, including new characters, descendants, or weapons through research. So here, various research items are proposed. Check the recommended research list. Select a topic you want to research, the corresponding research list will be displayed. Acquire various descendants and weapons through research. So, just go for all for the moment. For example, Bunny, that teammate who was working with us in the tutorial mission, is a playable character that we can unlock with these various things and monies. Now, from the open beta, it was pretty difficult to get this stuff, although they did, if you were just grinding it out. However, it was, there were some generous either discounts or other ways in which they gave us premium currency that I believe in the final game would cost real money to purchase to facilitate unlocking more characters more quickly. So in the open beta, it wasn't too bad unlocking all the characters. That's why I was able to play at least all but one of them. And I do, however, suspect that once the full game rolls out, that's going to be a little bit trickier. But you'll see that, and there will be, I think, other screens where we can more easily see who the other characters are. But Bunny, who we saw, Glay, Freyna is also a character. Sharon was the character who someone was just professing their love to in that little dialogue that we were hearing. Blair is another character. Jaber, Lepic was one of the starting ones, so you'll see that even if we did not choose to take one of those 3 beginning characters, you can still unlock them later on, in addition to these other ones we're seeing here that are not available as starting characters. Fiessa was the other one we had the choice of choosing at the beginning there. And then there's even, in some cases, an ultimate version of some of the other characters, which is, there's Lepic, and then there's Ultimate Lepic. So I think he has the same skills, but his base stats are higher. He might have one additional active skill, or maybe his passive skill is stronger in addition. So it's kind of the pay-to-win version of the base guy. So these ones were really difficult to unlock, or at least much more time-consuming / expensive. Valby is another character, Kyle as well. Ultimate Viesa, there's another premium version. I believe those were the only 2 characters that had ultimate versions, at least in the open beta. So I'm curious to see if there are more here that they've added in the meantime, or if it remains just those 2 characters that have ultimate versions, because that was a little strange that they just basically chose 2 and only 2, and everyone else has only their normal versions. And then Ajax, of course, we've already unlocked because that was our starting character. So you'll see there are all those big characters. We saw some weapons as well, but in many cases there are also sub-components that you need to craft that ultimately are necessary to build the big final product that you're looking for, which is why the game is pretty grindy. Again, some of that to be determined depending on how that stuff is balanced in the final version, so I am curious to see that. Then there's one other significant NPC, well, from a trading standpoint, one other significant
Welcome
NPC.
to the modules lab.
This guy who does modules, which admittedly we've not really looked at all yet, so maybe this is not really the right time to be talking to him. But basically, oh, and enhance is not really, it's even less relevant at the moment. Basically, we have different ways to improve our passive skills, and that guy is all about improving your passive skills. So, since we've not really spent any time diving into that just yet, I think that is probably best saved for a later occasion. Now let's head over here for what should be the main quest update. Previously, in the open beta, that happened in here. Yeah, because that's the dude who was talking to us during most of the tutorial.
Just get to the point.
Served as a Descendant for 40 years. As the current Supreme Commander of Albion, the city, he now issues combat orders to other Descendants. Okay, so I'd like to get back into the action, because we don't have a ton of time today, and this technical test is ending at the end of the day today. So let's make sure we can make a little more progress here. So this, as I said, this section here is completely new. Oh, it's the guide.
No matter what, the Ironheart.
An AI system that links to Descendants through Arche, which is like some magical substance. It is hypothesized that the predecessors of the Descendants, are the creators. No detailed records or information remain about this, though. Okay.
To those Descendants who have connected to me, thank you for answering my call. This is Albion, the last bastion of humanity. Many lives have been laid before the Ironheart. I wish to help humanity. My system can locate the Ironheart. However, my functions were damaged after I was separated from it. If I can access the data left by my creators, the ancestors,
Alright, well,
I
making it very clear there.
find a way to restore my system.
Not just theorize.
I appeal to all Descendants who can hear my voice. Please help me to restore my system. Take me to the Ancestors' facility.
A system that can find the Ironheart. What is it exactly? Alpha, it looks like the guide is speaking to another Descendant nearby. I've uploaded the details of the conversation to the command console.
Based on this, the guide seems to be more AI than spiritual being. Any Descendant who's been contacted by the guide, please report to HQ immediately.
Okay.
Well, as a non-Descendant, how do you feel about this phenomenon?
I believe it holds sufficient strategic value to be of interest.
Okay, so this guy was the one who gave us all the orders in the beta. You are actually new, I think. That Enzo person who's been talking to us, but I don't think we've seen yet, I think he's new as well. Okay, let's see what you have to say.
I didn't expect you to be speaking to the guide. I thought you were headed straight to HQ. Well, first off, well done on the mission.
It was a difficult one.
I mean, we failed miserably,
Corel
but
showing
okay.
up in person, even I was concerned. Since your operation, a strange phenomenon has affected Descendants. When you said there was hope, were you talking about the Guide? To be honest, I suspect that the Guide is either a new Vulgus weapon or a new enemy. It's clever claiming to be able to find the Ironheart for us. Who wouldn't want to believe that, if they're desperate enough? That is how traps are laid. Everything has a price. My staff officers, however, seem to have a different opinion.
What's up, Stray Demon? How's it going?
Enzo and Nell have proposed verifying the Guide's credibility by fulfilling her requests. And the truth is, we currently lack any leads on the Ironheart. Enzo and Nell have determined that if the Guide can close the gaps in our knowledge, it will be worth it. Luckily, there is an Ancestors facility within the territory we occupy. We plan on making contact with the Guide there. Descendant, this is your next mission. I would like you and Bunny to bring the Guide to the Ancestors facility in Kingston. Deploying the Descendants who have been in closest contact with the Ironheart is our best bet. Bunny, I know you're recovering from your injuries, but I'm sure you understand the importance of this. I'll order the Investigative Corps to provide support. I hope we see some results, whatever the outcome may be.
Bunny, you'll need to equip a new suit before you leave. I've
Okay.
already notified the Ordnance Department.
The new suit. It won't be taken out of my pay, right?
It will be deducted from your pay, naturally.
Ah, damn it.
Okay, so, is this a Warframe-like? I have not played Warframe, however, I have heard many people say that it is very similar to Warframe. From what I've heard about Warframe, it is similar from the grinding standpoint. There is a lot of grinding. The missions are somewhat repetitive, but the gameplay is very fun. So, it's also an MMO, co-op, shooter game. In that sense, I think there are some similarities to Warframe as well. As you may have noticed, the dialogue with the NPCs does, to me, seem to drag on a lot. And I remember this from the beta. I was not really all that engaged in the plot. It felt kind of generic. The voice acting, although fine, felt also very standard, run-of-the-mill. And also, I'm just noticing now, at times, with the Guide in particular, very slow. So I am admittedly tempted to just skip through much of the dialogue to just try to get into the action, because it feels like it's really slowing us down. So as much as I am kind of tempted to chat with these NPCs, especially the new ones, to see what, if anything, is different, at the same time, I would kind of like to get going here. This is new, though. What is this? Hold on. I'm intrigued. Oh, wait. Descendant instructor. An instructor that imparts knowledge on how to become a more proficient Descendant, known for its unique way of speaking. Previously, this was just a kiosk, I think. It was not a full-blown robot. Open world map by pressing G. Okay. Yes. Gotcha. Okay, so let's actually get into the action. Enough chat, I think. Oh, in fact, that is probably the best way for us to do that. So they're saying go to Kingston. And in Kingston, we should be able to find specific places to do missions. Check these things for mission start location. Next battlefield opens once you reach 100% progress. Basically, we need to clear out this area, Kingston, and then once we do, we'll have access to the next area. And we can set it up so that, since this is a co-op MMO game, we can have other people be able to drop into our lobby or our group, even mid-mission, that's possible. Or we can keep it private if we want to. Might just keep it public, I think that's the default. Okay, so let's start here. I'm sorry if you might be hearing my dog, who's been barking for a while and has continuously gotten closer and closer to me.
Welcome, Descendant.
Oh? The guide again?
Please, do not be alarmed. My appearance has been configured to facilitate communication. I am linked to the Arcade of Descendants. I can appear wherever you may be. But I am incomplete. At present, only you, Descendant, can see or hear me.
We also know that's objectively not true, because Bunny said she could hear her as well.
I need you to help me fully restore my system. Only then can I help humanity.
Ah, there you are. I'm Marcus from the Investigative Corps. I have orders from HQ to escort you, Descendant. This way, please.
Okay. So yeah, would anyone be would anyone be disappointed if I skip through much of the dialogue? Because well, we'll keep going with the dialogue at least for now.
Ah, welcome.
Okay, so a senior in the Investigative Corps, which searches for and tracks the Iron Hearts, which is the artifact that we lost.
Thank you for all your hard work during the operation to retrieve the Iron Heart. The results of that operation were disappointing, but we'll keep looking for other ruins. The Investigative Corps will always support the Descendants. Speaking of which, we heard you're heading to the Ancestors facility in this area. The facility was once used as a research center by the Magisters, before it was abandoned. I never thought we'd be going back there again. It's been deserted for a long time. Anyway, let me take you to the facility. Sit tight. Security Corps, this is Lieutenant Marcus from the Investigative Corps. We have orders from HQ to open the gate to the Ancestors facility. Security Corps, do you copy? This is Lieutenant Marcus from the Investigative Corps. What's going on?
Support! This is Security Corps. We're under attack from the Vulcans. We need support!
Just change shifts. Security Corps, respond! Security Corps! Damn it! Descendant, looks like the Vulgus have arrived. Comms are already down. Use the emergency communicator to contact HQ while I try to get a handle on the situation.
Okay, so we can start the mission by going over here. So basically, there will be a bunch of... This is what more or less every mission start looks like. It'll give us an estimate for how long it takes to finish the mission, which is nice. As well as the monster level, give you a sense of how difficult this mission might be. Also tells you the rewards as well. At least for the first time you complete the mission, we can continue to get experience if we repeat the mission multiple times, although I don't think we get the same loot if we complete it multiple times. So if you want to, you can grind missions.
Be careful. Vulgus signals are being detected from inside the communication center.
But we'll try to progress a little more quickly.
Destroy their comms. These bastards. This doesn't feel like a simple raid. They seem to be after this place.
Okay. So technically, the areas... Whoa, hello. The areas are... Help if I remember what the melee button was. A little bit of an open world. I'd also blow that up if you wanted to. You know, we only have, I think, one mission that is acceptable, or accessible, I should say, at the moment.
Detect Arcade. The Descendant has arrived. A perfect trophy for Lord Carell.
But as we get further...
Deploy the assault ship. Eliminate the Descendant.
As we get further, we'll have access to more areas. Also, one thing that's just hilarious about this game is almost all of the enemies have the most underwhelming names. Like Greg. Power off. Greg is a big baddie, okay? You should be concerned. Well, mission attempts available 5. I do not remember that that's a thing. We actually fail if we don't... hello. Well, that's not great. Can actually fail if we mess up this mission multiple times. Well, apparently we do need to go this way anyway. the right button. I've immediately forgotten how to do all... Oh, we don't have access to our other skills. That's why I pressed the button and nothing happened. Okay, well that's a little different.
Descendant, all networks within Kingston are currently down. The emergency communicator has also been taken out. This is the first time they've launched such a large-scale attack. We must reactivate the communications repeater and secure the emergency communicator before it's too late.
So occasionally, as we're going about, we will find areas like this. Oh, this one. Where there's a little loot to be had. That's a crafting / purchasing material of sorts. We will see, as we're now in between missions, some other real people who are walking around doing their thing. Oh, this one we destroy, get some stuff. But they could potentially join us. We could potentially join them. We have a couple of options for what mission we go for this time. Oh, hello. I don't really remember just random enemies. We do have some items in our inventory now that we can equip after having completed that mission. Although we are now potentially kind of walking in on these other people's mission. Just nab this while we're at it. And although that looks like a large number, usually those types of resources require a whole bunch to actually do anything meaningful with them, so it kind of helps once you get a bunch of them, but it's not like it's a huge difference maker. Okay, that will be a place to activate a mission later on, but for now it's going to be that. And let's do this once again. And before we start this up, though, let's take a quick look at our inventory. So we can switch out our weapons, see how much damage they deal. Well, we can talk more about the weapon specifics in a second. Choose reactor slot, which is one of your other key types of gear that affects, how much damage you deal with your powers. So we have Ominous Hound is our current assault rifle. It's the basic weapon we've been using a lot of. I'm not sure what the sound effect. Are we taking damage right now? Is that what this is? Oh, can we get hit when we're on that pause screen? Because we might have been taking damage. But we leveled up by killing those guys, so that's cool. Let's take a second now, hopefully safely, to look at our inventory. I did not realize that we could take damage while we were on this pause screen. Okay, so swapping out our weapon, because we have this one, our starting one, 178 base damage, 170. This is a shotgun, and you'll find that different types of weapons tend to have much higher DPS than others. The icon in the top right corner is what type of ammo it uses. So this Ominous Hound that we're using right now has the white ammo there, which I think is the standard ammo, it says, which is most plentiful, and therefore it's kind of like this is your common weapon. You're going to use it most often, and you're not as concerned about how quickly you're going to blow through the ammo. Whereas the scout rifle here uses impact rounds, which are a little bit rarer, and the shotgun uses high power rounds, which are rarer still, which is sort of makes this shotgun into your stronger weapon that you can only use for brief bits of time. So, oh, why don't we use that, though? That looks very nice. Oh yeah, those are the ones we currently have equipped. But the red eye is much better than what we were using before. It is a tactical rifle. Oh, it uses special rounds. Okay. So generally, I think we want to keep something that has the standard rounds. Otherwise, we run the risk of completely running out of ammo, which can absolutely happen. I'm not a huge sniper rifle person, so I might get rid of the scout rifle, replace it with this red eye. I think the tactical rifle is kind of similar to the assault rifle style, but we'll see. Then we have modules, which is where we start to get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty details of how to set up your weapons. So modules can improve the performance of Descendants or the weapons. So display modules on your own, okay. Place module in the slot to equip it. We'll talk about this in a second. Can it be equipped up to the capacity? So basically, we're going to have a bunch of things here. We only have one at the moment, but as time goes on, we'll unlock a whole bunch more of these that are a little bit more passive weapon modifiers, and each one has a cost in that top right corner. This one costs 6, and we can spend up to 25 based on that right there. I did hear us starting to take damage, so might have to... Yep. Okay, hold on. Yes, we are getting attacked. Are we actually about to die? Potentially? Are we? We just picked up some upgrades, actually, from one of those.
All gates have been blocked. And it looks like we've lost all our soldiers.
Okay, we do technically... Hold on. We're technically in a mission with this person here, so alright.
I'll try to go around.
I'll leave you to it. We'll join you
Also
once the
some loot
communication
for us.
repeater has been reactivated.
Let's help them out. That might explain why we are having enemies attack us.
That stopped the gunfire.
There we go. Okay, mission complete.
Relay base. Find the communication repeater in this
Alright,
building.
so we'll tag along with this person.
Reactivated, we can use the last of the
So they're
remaining.
Viesa, you can see in their level 3. A little bit of stuff here. Oh, that's also something we can get. What are we supposed to do with this?
Forces have managed to infiltrate this far in.
Protect it, I think?
repeater until it's fully
Okay, we have to
reactivated.
protect this thing. Oh, hello. Don't know where our teammate went. Oh, they're right here. Okay, right on cue. Don't do that. That's illegal. Okay, that's a bigger enemy, or at least one that's capable of dealing a lot of damage if it does get to this thing. It's an explodey dude. So important that we got rid of that. You can see the repeater here. Its health bar. The white bar is like a shields bar that technically can start regenerating if it doesn't take damage for a little bit of time. Yeah, now it's back up to full. Whereas the blue bar below that, that is its life bar. That does not heal over time. There's the exploding dude. Like, get rid of him. Yep.
Enemy commander spotted. If we take him out, the rest will give up and retreat.
You? This is the mini boss. Who's dead? I said all the other guys. There we go. Leveled up. We unlocked some of the skills that we actually had access to in the tutorial, but for some reason went away after the tutorial. The enemies very much did not run away once we got rid of the mini boss. I'd like to pick up some of this loot after the fact. So a lot of these are different types of either health or ammo, and if we aren't using that type of ammo, then
Communication repeater has been restarted.
then that's why sometimes we're walking on this stuff and don't seem to be picking it up.
Still intact.
Oh, that was an enemy. I knew that. Okay, I would like to... Oh. I'd like to nab some of the stuff down here. Yeah, because we actually got that purple stuff was a little bit rare. Where are they? Oh, okay, yes. We have modules. We were starting to talk about those. Both for our character and for our weapon. We didn't really have time to look into them in detail because we were starting to take damage. Oh. This. And we kind of accidentally joined a mission with other people. There's another mission here we can do, but maybe we just take a second now to take a closer look at that stuff. So if we go to this, we can throw on fire rate up, which is basically going to passively increase our fire rate by 6%. The cost of this upgrade is 5. We can use up to 25, so we could get more passive upgrades here. We just need to find them. And that'll increase our DPS a bit. Let's save the changes. Then Oh, we've picked up, okay, a lot more in the meantime. Including what is just a higher level version of our shotgun. So we'll throw that on, give us a lot more damage. Then, oh, nope, I would like to actually have it, thank you. Ominous Hound, that is still our lowest level. I might just swap it out for this, because it does use general rounds. Okay. And just make sure we throw, oh, different type of stuff for different type of weapons. Some of the gear, as I punch the microphone, sorry, is some of the gear is specific to the different type of weapons. Like this is an SMG, whereas the Ominous Hound, the weapon we were using before, was an assault rifle. So for the SMGs, we have this fire enhancement, which adds fire attack equal to 8% of firearm attack. So basically, 8% additional fire damage. Cost 6. We can store up to 25 or use up to 25, so we're fine there. We'll save that. Just make sure we have stuff equipped where we can. Shell capacity for our shotguns, sure. Why not? I mean, at this point, we're basically going to just throw everything on that we can because we have so little stuff. But in the future, as time goes on, we'll find ourselves with much more options, and therefore these guys are completing the same missions we technically rejoin them, the same mission we just completed. We're about to finish it up, get a little bit of extra XP from it, but as we were saying, I don't think we'll get the same end rewards, but maybe we can team up with them afterward to do the next mission. We should be a little bit stronger now, so our weapon is dealing a lot more damage, and we can also do this again, which I tried to do previously, but we weren't able to. Okay, so there we go. We get, technically, should be a little bit more XP from it.
Descendant, the aim for the emergency communicator.
Season level up. I don't know what that means. I do not recognize that phrasing. As I was mentioning before, there are different types of levels. For that one, I do not recall. So basically, when you see things that are sort of shaped like a cube or prism, those tend to be various types of ammo. Whereas when you see something, I'll point it out in a second once it does pop up. These are health, the green ones. You see ones that have more of an icon above them like this. That is gear. In that case, well, it's the Ominous Hound. Maybe a higher level version of the assault rifle we were using previously. I don't believe there's friendly fire, in case you were wondering, so we don't really need to be concerned about attacking our teammate, although I have definitely fired at them on several occasions. So we'll see, there's some variety with the mission types.
Okay, Descendant, you should join Bunny at the theater outpost. I'll send a sit rep to HQ with the emergency communicator. Wait, Vulgus signals are spiking. What the hell?
You're getting closer, Descendant. But my
no, it's Greg.
Is already complete. All forces, extract the ancestors' data. Transfer it to my command center. I will personally deliver it to Lord Keller.
Vulgus signals are coming from Ashton. Isn't that HQ's target?
So of course we'll have a lot of enemies to fight.
Report this to Alpha immediately.
But different ways in which we fight them. Like we had an object we had to defend previously. We'll see more ways that it changes a little bit as time goes on. Of course, there are a finite number of ways you can mix up that same formula. As I was saying, one of the downsides of the game is that it does start to get a little grindy because the missions can start to feel a little bit samey once you've seen a lot of those types of missions.
But, Descendant, do you copy?
So it
We
depends.
received a sitrep from Kingston. How the hell did this happen? Do my staff still think this is all a coincidence?
What exactly do you mean by that, Alpha?
Things went south as soon as the guide arrived in Kingston. And not only that, but it seems the Vulgus are after the same target as we are.
Alpha, that's probably because the enemy has the Iron Heart. I don't think it has anything to do with the guide. We'll have answers once we investigate the Ancestors' facility.
It's too late for that. The Vulgus have surrounded the facility. Descendant, we need you to retake the base seized by the enemy. HQ will review the direction of the operation in the meantime. Over and out.
Okay. So, for what it's worth, that was more substantive dialogue than we had in the beta. Because, as I said, we had Alpha, but we didn't really have those other characters. So, there's a little more substance to it. A little more nuance. Previously, there was... It seemed strange. The guide seemed kind of suspicious, but nobody really commented on it. So it was just sort of up to the player to realize, hey, some of the things that this guide is saying don't really seem to check out. But now Alpha is expressing that suspicion much more so. So it's a little more interesting in that way. But I think what I was starting to say before is because some of the missions can start to get a little bit repetitive in that way, a lot of whether you like this game or not is going to come down to how open you are to continuing to grind out many missions that feel kind of similar, and the main difference is going to be, you know, finding ways to improve your character. Okay, looks like these people have a... Oh, I thought they had started to break off and do their own thing, although that's a different person. We do this, we can see more specifically where we have... Can we go here already? I would actually be surprised if we can. Does it tell us if we've completed these? We can see other people on the map as well. Okay. No, I think we do go here then. Okay, and we've leveled up a few times. What happens when you level is, I forget if you actually get more health from it. You very well may, but generally speaking, the big thing that you get from it is that it increases the amount of upgrades you can make on your character. So you saw we had those modules that we could apply to our weapons. We did also pick up a few more weapons, but if we go to our character, we can do something similar for our character as well. We can switch between Descendants. At the moment, we only have this guy, but if we had more unlocked, we'd have the choice to do that here. Each one has different battle style, of course. We get it. Yeah, it's a little excessively handholdy as well, in that way, I would say. But where is... I would like is... Let's see. Actually, still on the inventory page... I want Descendant module. Here we go. Okay, so this is basically the passive skills that we can have for our character, Ajax. So here we have maximum of 28, so this would go up as we level up, allowing us to equip more of these types of things. So we have Technician, which gives us a skill power modifier of plus 13%. So we can throw that on. And it'll actually, if we want to get a little more technical, there's little icons here. These are the slots where we can throw in these types of passives. These are the passives that we currently own, not many. You'll notice the cost in the top right corner there. These both cost 6. They have this little icon in the second icon in the top left corner. This one that has the, I don't even know how to describe it, what looks like a little explosion almost. If you put this in one of these spots that just has a plus sign on it, it costs the 6 resource, or the 6 module capacity that we would normally expect it. If we, however, can put it in, oh, and there you can see, now it's the top right icon, if we put it in a slot that has that icon, like this, it actually cuts the price in half. So now it only costs us 3. At the moment, that's not a huge deal because we have way more module capacity than we'd ever be able to use, but once you start to get a whole bunch of these and upgrade these, that starts to become a really big factor. So that's where, as time goes on, we're talking about, grinding out your character, making improvements. That's the type of thing where you're looking to min-max. Here, we do not have anything with that icon for this one, so we can get the increased HP, but we're going to have to pay the full module cost for it. So each character actually has their own specific types of icons, or icons here. So for Ajax, we can get a discount for this type of skill, but if we had picked someone else, we might not have been able to do that. And someone else might have the ability to discount this type of skill. So that's one of the other ways where you get a little bit of differences between the characters. But now we're a little bit stronger. We can take a quick look at whether we've picked up any other weapons. What's the best way from a UI standpoint to do that, though? These are the ones we have equipped. Okay, and these are the ones we own. So yeah, let's look here. Can we sort by new? Let's sort by maybe level or DPS. Okay, so we have a sniper rifle. I'm not a huge sniper rifle guy, but yeah, this is the same thing we have here. I think for the most part, stats are gonna be identical, at least at this stage, for these weapons. Once you start to get the rarer ones, they have some modifiers that can change slightly, which could make the DPS better or worse for certain ones, even if they're the same name and same level. You'll also see the number of modules we've equipped shows proficiency level, which is a little misleading. It makes it seem like the more we use this weapon, the more damage we deal with it. It is almost completely meaningless until endgame. So do not really concern yourself with that at all when it comes to choosing which weapon you want to take early on in the game. So like Red Eye, for example, with 520 DPS and a little bit of experience on the proficiency level, we could very well just choose to take an Ominous Hat. Well, that also has higher proficiency as well. So I mean, these are both the basic ammo type weapons, so we want to be a little bit careful with that, because then if we run out of ammo for this, we're also running out of ammo for that, but I think we'll be okay, because that is still the most common ammo type. Oh, wait, hold on. One other thing that I want to talk about is the reactor. So this, we saw... Oh, we've actually gotten a lot of these already. This is basically... It's not a weapon, but it is the piece of gear that most directly affects how much damage you deal with your skills. So this is actually really important to upgrade regularly. So right now you'll see this has skill power 21.53, sub attack power, which is our melee, 40. So this is just a level 1, and if we sort this by, I guess we can't do DPS, we'll just do level, which should correlate fairly well to skill power. So 21, you'll see 38. There are a few other modifiers here, like extra damage to certain types of skills. I would generally recommend that you, at least early on, don't concern yourself too much about that. Just getting the raw skill power early on is what matters most, because getting a 0.2% or a 0.2 times multiplier is not going to be a big deal when we're talking about something that has 5 times higher base damage. So probably just looking to do that. We are getting attacked right now by, in fact, some fairly big enemies. They are right in front of base here. That was weird. Okay. There's an item there, for what it's worth, that somebody else made drop. Or is that just no, that is an item that someone else made drop, I think. We could just casually loot this real quick. Oh, it's just from one of these. Okay. It's not a huge deal. So as you can see, you can kind of pop in and out of missions pretty quickly and easily. Even accidentally at times. Other people can kind of get you in on their missions. You are big. You are also dead. a second. It is not. Okay. So, I mean, we basically did the upgrades that we were looking to do, so we can probably press onward now and just tag along with this person. Well, usually when you're officially in the party with them, you see their name in the top right corner. I'm not sure if we are technically officially in this mission with them right now or not. I don't remember it being this fluid from that standpoint, popping in and out of missions in the past. It was to a certain extent, for sure. Oh, well, we got a daily challenge? Daily earnings? I don't remember that being a thing. But I guess it's a daily bonus of some variety. Okay, we are also, one other thing we're picking up is occasionally some types of monies and crafting resources, which if we were to go back to some of those NPCs we were talking to in town, then they could, that could become relevant there. Ow, that was maybe not this time, but drop my load straight into an explosive container. So, a lot of the missions that we've done thus far were just quick little 5-minute missions. That is definitely the lower end of the spectrum. Most of the time, they're going to be a fair bit longer than that. Just casually take this. Where'd they go? Most enemies do have weak points, and also there are different elements. We haven't concerned ourselves with too much, but technically most enemies have damage resistance or damage weakness to certain elements. More relevant when you're a character like Viessa, who has a bunch of ice abilities, and when you're just taking on very basic enemies here, yeah, it's not a huge deal, but if, for example, you're going up against a boss, a difficult boss, then it can start to make much more of a difference. How's it going, Yurui? How are you? We're doing some First Descendant, which is a game that is currently doing just a quick 2-day technical test. But there was a beta last year that I played for it. So I've actually put a lot of time into this game, a fair bit of time into this game already, despite only just recently popping in this technical test. Oh, well, that's a bit of a mini-boss there. Pick up some loots. Yeah, technically speaking, I still don't think we are officially in this mission with this person. This is maybe not the best way to be going about doing our business right now. We might want to officially make sure that we are making progress. If I think we were to activate a specific quest item for this quest, which we had the option to do a minute or two ago, then that might have officially gotten us in. But otherwise, we're just kind of following the leader here. But obviously, it is a multiplayer game. It is a co-op game. As you can see, you very much can team up with other, even random people. Ooh, I missed. Numerous times. Did I go the right way? You tell me, because we cannot see the quest icons at the moment. Oh, I see some enemies. up in here. Oh, I don't know what that bar is all about. Sure, that doesn't look good. I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume we don't want to do that. Okay, now we're officially in the mission with them. Good. Okay. At least at this point we can be confident we will get credit for finishing this mission. Once we are done. There are some bigger enemies though. Stay away. Okay, oh, that dude's big. We are starting to get some bigger dudes. We have, of course, seen a lot of the basic enemies. That's right, I still don't know what season level one is. You're starting to take some serious damage. Ooh, did I miss? Stay away. Oh, okay. Shieldy dude. Multiple shieldy dudes. You shoot them right in the middle of the shield, I think will get them to drop it. Otherwise, you can obviously attempt to shoot around it. That's sometimes easier said than done. Yeah, you'll see the immunity there. Until he moves the shield. So we start to get, as time goes on, a little more mechanically complex and interesting enemies. But of course, still relatively early stages here, so still fairly simple. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Is that a sub-component of this quest, or is that the full thing? Actually, pick up our loots. Vertice, how's it going? You may or may not have been used and abused and been the subject of one of our one of our challenges last week. How's it going? I take it to mean that was the final part of this mission because everyone seems to have gone now, and we no longer seem to be in an official party with those people. Okay, so maybe we actually do the missions that we are supposed to be doing right now. I mean, we can obviously just tag along with these people if we want to. Lots of these. So, I mean, as you can see, these things, they do show up fairly often, and that's in large part why, although it seems like a decent amount that we're getting whenever we pick up these things, because the numbers are increasing in the hundreds, in truth, you need some pretty serious quantity. That really be anything. Okay, this is the thing that I saw before that I thought was going to be necessary for us to officially join their mission. I'm not really sure what that was for. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's go over here to start this next mission, or at least talk to whoever we need to speak with. So we kind of just... we're flying in without much of a plan there for a minute. We're supposed to speak to Bunny.
I thought I heard something.
Okay, so Descendant, notorious for being the troublemaker of Albion. Due to her unique arcane ability to generate electricity through her physical movements, she is also considered to be a walking power generator. There is a rumor she is the fastest runner in all of Albion, so she is a playable character. And for what it's worth, she was, by most accounts, the best character by a pretty wide margin in the beta. So she's not one of the 3 that you can choose at the very beginning, but I would be kind of curious to see if we can unlock her. You know, is she still OP, or has that been one of the things that they deliberately tried to balance?
This doesn't feel good. It seems like Alpha doesn't trust the guide at all. The arcade from the guide felt familiar. That makes me think she's on our side. Oh! What if Alpha can't link to the guide because of Arcade? He doesn't use his Arcade abilities much these days. Who knows? Let's focus on the operation for now.
Okay.
I'll go scout every nook and cranny in Kingston. And I'll look for that annoying enemy commander as well. I'll leave the Vulgus siege to you. They're starting to spread out like they own the place.
I don't remember.
Catch you later. Don't push yourself too hard.
I don't remember really having these types of conversations with Bunny. Oh, there she goes. In the past as well. So I think that is one of the biggest changes I'm noticing between the beta from a year ago and what we're playing right now, the technical test, is there's a lot more dialogue between different NPCs, some that existed before and just didn't have as much involvement in the plot, and others that are just brand new, to give a little more substance to the plot, because in the past it kind of just felt like it existed there, but for the most part you could just run around, shoot people, and that's all you really needed to know. I imagine that's probably still going to kind of be the case, so I'm of mixed opinions when it comes to that change. I can understand why they did it, and it feels like that was, in some ways, one of the weaknesses of the game, was the plot didn't really matter much, the story didn't really matter much, the dialogue wasn't always great, but on the other hand, it doesn't really feel like that's what this game is trying to do in the first place. We're here to shoot stuff, for the most part, and gameplay is first. Everything else kind of comes second. Speaking of which, let's see. There was one other thing that I wanted to make sure we checked, because we have our reactor, which is our gear that affects how much damage we deal with our skills. We do, however, have a few other equipments here that can give us more passive benefits. They're less significant, generally speaking, than the reactor. The reactor is sort of the most important non-weapon piece of gear, usually. So we'll get things like a little bit of extra shields, max HP, defense for damage reduction, so, you know, up to us what we want to go with there. Just throw on health, I guess, and we don't have anything of that category right now. We can get some more shields here, and we can get a little more defense here. So, simple stuff, but we'll take it, make ourselves a little bit stronger in the process. Now, let's do this. Okay, so this one supposedly is quite quick.
The invading Vulcan forces are established.
Right, now they just talk more.
We need to clear out the building before they really dig in.
I'm not necessarily sure it's a good thing that they talk more, because they kind of also need to talk better. But also, as I was saying, not really playing this game all that much to listen to the talking.
I've been informed that the Vulgus transmission system has very limited range. This means there must be an enemy command center somewhere.
Okay, so at the moment this is just us, of course. We could find that some random people might tag along with us at some point. Okay, this is an icon that shows you that enemies are still spawning here. Oh, and up there. Yup. You know what? That's fitting time to level up. Oh, yeah, you are starting to come up this way. I see that.
We're receiving sightings of a powerful Vulgus unit. If we defeat him, the rest will retreat.
Yeah, you know, as I said, there's slight variances on the mission structure, but the general rules apply. You're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna shoot enemies, sometimes you have to protect something, sometimes we'll have to go to specific locations, hold certain areas, but that's in part one of the reasons why, you know, it feels like the dialogue, the plot is not as important. It's mostly just a means to set ourselves up for situations in which to fight and shoot enemies. Oh, okay, apparently the mission is complete. You know, it's not like this is a game where you're expecting to have to pay really close attention because you're going to have to make some really significant decision that's going to shape the whole nature of how the game plays out.
Vulgus have established a field power plant in the area. It seems to be linked to the
I didn't even look at how long this one I expected to take, but...
Wait, hold up. Do not shoot at or blow
oh, this
up
might be the one that we were helping a teammate with before.
So
I'm pretty sure this is where we were.
using a high voltage fuse. Instruction for Captain will show you how to handle this, so listen carefully.
And we did get some rewards for finishing that previous mission. theoretically we have some gear upgrades we could use, but obviously at this stage, really early on, more or less any time we pick something up, we'll be able to make an upgrade. But that could really bog us down if we get super caught up in all that at this stage, so kind of trying to just press forward. And then, every once in a while, of course, we'll take the time to upgrade some stuff. Okay. Oh, I remember these types of missions. Okay, so we have an enemy that dropped this quest item, basically. Yeah, this is absolutely the mission that we were helping that other random person out with before. So we pick it up, and then we bring it here. It's an explosive.
One generator down. 2 more to go. Looks good work.
How do you know how to do this, Captain?
The Albion generators.
Oh, and now we did get a random person to join us. You can see in the top right corner. Theoretically, at least. They're over there, though. Slap that guy. Yes, theoretically, we might have gotten credit for this when we helped out the other teammate with him before, because that is usually a thing. But it was kind of weird the way in which we joined them last time round. We weren't officially in the group for a while. Oh, you are. Figured you. I think he's going to drop the quest item. Maybe? Or at least, yes, he did. Can we attack when we have this? I'm not sure that we can. Just casually run on over here. It is fun. The gameplay is really good. You know, we're still early on, so we don't have a lot of skills. Our weapons are not that strong yet. The enemies are fairly basic, but you know, there are much bigger boss fights we've yet to do. There's a particular type of mission that is the best for grinding out experience and resources that we have not yet gotten access to either. So, where am I headed? I should be going back here. So there's certainly a lot more to it than what we've had thus far, but you can start to get the basic sense for the way the game plays. And there are, how many characters total? Something like maybe 8-ish? This is the only one that I haven't played before. Why we chose it for today. But obviously the play style can differ from one character to the next. At the moment, of course, we're mostly just shooting stuff and not using our skills very much. It's just that we are doing it a little bit more. But especially as time goes on and you look to upgrade your characters more, and you're taking on more difficult enemies, then that does very much start to become more of a factor. I missed. Maybe focus more on attacking the enemies, a little bit less on moving. Okay, I'm pretty sure dropped the quest item. Why we can't pick up this loot here. So I think our inventory might be full right now. We'll have to go this way though. Once we get back to town, we can sell stuff. We can, I forget if you can, yeah, I think you can disassemble for parts. Actually, you can disassemble for parts even out here. Technically, if we were really concerned about min-maxing, then that would be the way to get the most bang for our buck. Well, that random person left our group for what it's worth, it seems. Looks like it's now just us. We do also have other weapons, so I'm just using our basic weapon here, really. Here, let's switch.
Reinforcements have arrived.
It's okay
This
if I
one
don't
is very
remind
similar,
you
though.
what to do with it.
Oh, you're the dude. You're the big dude. Yup. He has some stronger attacks. You're a mini-boss. He does have a weak point, I suspect, on that canister on his back. Maybe, speaking of canisters, don't stand right next to him. There we go. Okay, now mission complete because we defeated the boss and everyone else disappears.
The bogus fuel generators we find will be handled using this method.
Descendant, Alpha has authorized access to the Ancestors' facility.
If you can call that authorization.
It's not your concern. We've exchanged
What's
some
up, Jer?
harsh
How's it
words,
going?
But I will handle it. I decided to go ahead. I
Right.
had no choice.
Yeah, so Jer, I was playing with this game with Jer a lot during the beta.
Our only opportunity to work with the guide.
So Jer is familiar with the gist of
If our
how
results
this game
at the
works.
Ancestors facility are positive, Alpha will change his mind. Which is why I leave it in your capable hands,
I
Descendant.
kind of just wish they would talk at us a lot less, to be honest. Okay, let's take a second here, see if we have improved gear, because I imagine we do. We're sorting by DPS. What level is our gangster? It's level 4. This is also level 4, so it's basically the same, so maybe there isn't actually that much for us to improve. We have a lot of stuff in our inventory right now, so it might make sense for us to briefly stop back off in town before we progress much further. I think, can we do that here? Oh, I don't remember what this does. Like, restock our ammo? Oh, okay. Oh, this is for crafting, which we don't really have much ability to do at this stage, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's quickly stop back off at town, sell some stuff. Right. This thing is super important. The world will end if we don't recover this object. The big baddie took it. Let's send 2 people to stop him. Oh, and Jer is at about the same place? I mean, Jer, you're welcome to jump in with me if you'd like. For what it's worth, I'm probably not going to be going for that much longer, since we are squeezing in this stream during a time when we would usually not be streaming. We do still have our usual game, Pyre, that we'd be playing today, that I'm still planning to play at our usual time, so we do have a bit of a hard stop there. Okay, this is the thing that I was referring to before. It's a different type of level that you can get that we did not have the experience to do when we first stopped by, but now we do. So it sounds weird. It's called Prime Hands. It looks, well, I'll just show you. So it's a different type of level. It's a device used to awaken the Arche imbued within a Descendant's body. They say it is a relic once created by the architects that the Magisters have repaired. So the type of stuff that this upgrades is a little bit strange, or at least it's a little less obvious. It doesn't give you extra health, doesn't give you direct damage. Instead, it increases the total amount of passive upgrades that you can apply to your character and to your weapon. It also increases your inventory space, so from a convenience standpoint, it's nice. But for the most part, this is the type of thing that is going to help you long-term as you're trying to min-max your character and just squeeze out every last bit of damage, health, and other bonuses from your passive upgrades. And as we were saying before, since we're early on, we don't have a lot of access to those things just yet. We haven't looted that much. That's not a huge factor, but long-term, that would be something that we'd pay a lot closer attention to. And this looks pretty cool. So it looks really cool. It really hypes you up with the music and everything. But then, at least initially, when I was first playing this game, I remember doing that and then going, okay, but so what happened? Because for all the fuss that they just made about what we just did, it doesn't really give us any immediate direct benefit. It's a lot of indirect things that are still useful, don't get me wrong, but it's a little more subtle than you might have expected from just how dramatic that sequence was. Okay, we also got some extra stuff from the mailbox. Take a look here, because these are usually going to give us free rewards of some variety. Hello, Descendant, you've completed an event task. Please take your reward. Look forward to what deeds we'll achieve next. So we just claim this extra currency. There we go. Oh, lost and found? Don't know why this is here. I don't know exactly how the lost and found works, to be honest with you. Huh. Okay. Cannot acquire reward. His inventory is full. That's what... Oh, I think I get it. Right, it's more of like an account upgrade type thing. And I forget, does it carry over from one character to the next? Does it apply to every single character? Or is it specific to this one character? Obviously, we only have one character at the moment, but if we unlocked additional characters, does everyone share the same mastery level? I think it might. Yeah, and again, I haven't played Warframe, but this might be similar to a specific Warframe mechanic. That might be another reason why those comparisons exist. I think the way this Lost and Found works is, as we saw, our inventory was full when we were out about, and we weren't able to pick things up off the ground for that reason, but we also completed a mission, which does usually give us specific gear at the end as a reward. So I think the way the Lost and Found works is that if you get a completed mission when your inventory is full and wouldn't usually be able to hold whatever things you got from that mission reward, it goes to the Lost and Found. And that is good, because there are some, especially later on, quests that give you some really nice rewards for completing them. So good to see that you don't completely miss out on that stuff. But one of the reasons why we went back to town here was so that we could do something with these things. Okay, let's briefly stop off here. You are lighting up a bit. Mastery rank training complete. So mastery rank is I think the thing we just did. Oh, and I remember this dialogue was not voiced and went unbelievably quickly in the beta, and it looks like that remains the case here. So yeah, good luck reading all that. I would try, but it's a lost cause. Okay, so technically I think we can disassemble our items even when we're out in the field and get some crafting materials from it, but otherwise when we're in town, we have the option to sell equipment.
I'm gonna make you look finer.
So if we have a bunch of lower level stuff, we can certainly do that. There's some way to sell multiple. Oh, if we designate it as junk, I think we can sell in batches. Yeah, what we do is we mark a whole bunch of things as junk, like this. I'm just gonna basically assume that most of our lower level stuff is inferior. Might hold on to a few more of the reactors and these other pieces of non-weapon gear, just because those are sometimes a little bit harder to come by. And we'll keep that. Just totally arbitrarily choose one here and there to keep. Over there you see like level 6, that's a little bit higher. Okay, so that's presumably a little bit better. Yeah, okay, maybe we hold on to the stuff that has 6s next to it. Okay, now we sell all junk, which we do like this. Okay, which is quicker than having to individually select and sell like that. So, just quality of life thing. So we didn't sell absolutely everything, but we should have inventory space now. We should have a little bit more inventory space after doing that upgrade with the prime hands, or whatever it's technically called. Yeah, and you can mark everything as junk and just sell absolutely everything, which, honestly, this early on in the game, you could probably justify doing that. Okay, but let's jump back in, because I think those were the big things that we wanted to do back in town. So, there is also... these would be boss-specific battles. I kind of want to jump into those, see if we can jump into those at some points. We don't have a lot of time remaining today. Maybe we can do a little bit more here before going back to boss stuff. Oh, there's a lot of rewards. Okay, and interestingly, you can see here, so it tells you the list of the rewards. The blue icon next to the items, that's sort of like the standard rarity stuff. The purple is the next rarity up, and so that Magnus AA, theoretically, would be a pretty good weapon for us. Then there's a few crafting materials as well, including that Bunny stabilizer. Bunny is the name of one of the characters, the one that we've seen a fair bit of. As I said, was, by most accounts, the best character in the beta. You need to get specific subcomponents, and then once you have all those subcomponents, you can craft access to one of the new characters. So that Bunny Stabilizer is one of the components to unlocking Bunny. And she was there were several quests in the beta that gave you the various components to craft Bunny, so she was usually the first character that you unlock in that way. It looks like that may end up being the same case here, even once the full game rolls out, which is probably a good thing, just because Bunny is really strong, and most people will probably want to get her as quickly as possible, especially since it seems like you will just have 3 choices for your starting character. They were the same ones from the beta that we see now, so that's probably going to remain the same. But I guess the counter-argument would be, Bunny is so strong, or at least was so strong, that having everyone get access to her quickly might not be the best thing for balance purposes. But, okay, I think we have to jump in there. Can we travel straight here? No, I think we have to go there. It is fun. It is fun. If you have patience for grinding, I think you will like it. That is the biggest thing. And we've only really just dipped our toe in the water when it comes to experimenting with how you customize your character. There are some random enemies floating around, but I want to make it to this spot. As you get further along, there are much more specific ways you can set yourself up. Like, talk about Bunny, for example. The reason why she was so good is because she has basically a separate mana bar. You'll see we have this blue bar down here, which is our... Oh, okay. Maybe we'll tag along with this person. We have this blue bar, which is our mana. But Bunny has a separate bar. Oh. Oh, this is a little dungeon, it seems like. I don't remember this mission. So I think this one will be a little more involved. Yeah, if you like the grinding, I think that could work. You could definitely like this game a lot. Bunny has a separate sort of MP bar that is unique to her. And she has a few abilities that spend that different type of mana. And in particular, she has a skill that allows her to run insanely fast and then create this pulse of energy around her based on... It basically ticks after she takes a certain number of steps, and so the faster you go, the more often it procs. And you can upgrade that ability enough to make it so that you can have basically permanent uptime on it, have that discharge of electricity be big enough that it hits a whole bunch of things, and deal enough damage to one-shot a whole bunch of things, so that basically Bunny just runs around in circles and kills everything. And that is why Bunny was OP in the beta.
Ancestors' data should not be underestimated.
So that was maybe the most glaring thing that, balance-wise, that you could argue was a little awry. It was fun, but she was OP, for sure. So she was the ideal carry in that way, and she could single-handedly carry, at least as long as she didn't go down. Which usually only happened when she accidentally bumped into something and stopped running because she bumped into something.
My only guess is that this place is somehow connected to the Ironheart. I'll know once I have...
But I am curious. Obviously, we don't have access to Bunny yet. We have not unlocked her. I'd be curious to see if they deliberately tried to rebalance her. Dropping some good stuff as well. We may get some pretty solid loot from this. I did not see if we had a time estimate for how long we think this is going to take. This could be a long one.
Descendant. Unfortunately, none of the Ancestors' data remains in this terminal. I will check the other terminals, but it seems the Vulgus were successful with their extraction.
That can't be right. If it were possible to fully extract the data, then the Magisters would have already done it.
Until recently, it would have been impossible for the Vulgus as well. However, if they have someone on their side who is very familiar with the Ironheart...
Descendant, did you come here looking for me?
Oh no, it's Greg! Look out, guys, it's Greg!
Technology of the Vulgus. I am Greg.
He has this intimidating voice. supposed to be this scary boss. Somehow, it's just hard to take him seriously when his name is Greg. Shout out to any Gregs out there. Don't mean to foil your plans to become a supervillain. Is that a teammate? That was a teammate. That is not a teammate. You can see these guys are taking a lot more damage. I think this is definitely a higher level area. Our guns may not quite be up to snuff here. Yeah, we're starting to drop level 7 things, which I think is higher than everything we have thus far. Right? Not Greg! Anyone but Greg. Yeah, and you know, the grinding, obviously, it varies depending on how hard you want to push yourself. Okay, so we do have a resurrection limit here. So this is where it starts to get tricky when we... Oh, excuse me, I'd like to get in there. Okay, teleports us back in. Good. So for some of these more difficult missions, well, when you have multiple people in the mission, you can revive them when they go down. Much like in other missions, or in other games, I'm pretty sure, momentarily set in a little lava or fire. You can revive them. However, for more specific, challenging missions, such as this one, you have a cap on how many times people can die, which is just one of the ways to make it a little more difficult. That's how you know it's a little more important as well. I know we sold some of our equipment. I'm hoping we don't run out of inventory space midway through this one, though. That guy's cool. Just because we're getting some good stuff here, theoretically. Did that person just beat us to it and kill all the enemies that I was trying to kill with that? Wonderful. It's the thought that counts, okay? Oh, what? That's me! Oh, that's not good. Still enemies coming from this direction. Oh. That's the... These things are new. These replenish supplies dudes. I don't know if there's a limit on how many times we can use them, so I'm hesitant to just click on it in case any of our teammates are in desperate need.
Loading.
Also, I believe, loot is specific to us, so it's not like we're competing to pick up these types of things with teammates, if I recall correctly. Yeah, I think that is the case.
This terminal also does not contain the ancestors' data. However, Descendant, I sense the transmission of the ancestors' data is happening close by. That is not likely where the enemy command center is located.
Just knock him on the ground. Oh yeah, this person is... We've one person who's Fiesta, the Frost person. We have another person who's just a higher level version of our character. Who's probably going to be doing much of the carrying here. He has some alternate armor as well. This guy right here. So you can tell. He's made more progress than we have. Oh, okay. We're done. Wasn't too bad. Well, thanks for stopping by, Vertice. It's constantly called Korean Warframe. That may be accurate. The developers are Korean, right? Okay, so this is going to teleport us back to Albion. So we finish this mission, unless we do that proactively. They're very fast. So for big missions like this, it'll give you some of these summarizations at the end, how much money we got. This is for improving our passive skill slot things. The weapon proficiency, as I said, really only matters once you get that at the very end for the final weapons you want to use. Other crafting materials we got, this bunny stabilizer probably being the most notable thing. We're a step closer to being able to craft bunny. And then some weapons like this that could very well become our best. Okay, but let's head back to either Albion or... you're not letting me open up the map right now. Pretty sure there is a button. Move immediately to Albion. There we go. Oh, what's up, Phaler? How's it going? Doesn't look like rights. There are unstable bunnies around. This is true.
Continues to get worse.
But that doesn't mean everything is lost. If we hit the enemy command post now, we can still retrieve the data for the guide.
Now, did you just say retrieve the data for the guide?
Okay, and I do like, at least on this occasion, how I think I had mentioned in passing, the dialogue in the past, it just felt very generic. Like the voice acting, I should say, felt very generic. Not bad, but just very run-of-the-mill, not a lot of interesting emotion or character that is expressed from the way that the voice acting was done. So I did like how there's more emotion in that exchange. Okay, back to the mailbox. Another reward here, getting more of this stuff. Okay. We are supposed to chat with you. Then we'll maybe take a peek at upgrading our stuff. This is probably going to be a long conversation, I imagine.
There isn't much time. We have to hurry.
Just how much do you plan to rely on that guide?
You prefer to keep sending in the investigative corps? How much time have we wasted searching for the Iron Hearts without any leads? Alpha, this is the best opportunity we've had in a century.
The guide also totally looks like Zana from Path of Exile, for what's
It could
worth.
be a trap. The Descendants are Albion's only hope, and now it's like they have a parasite attached to their minds.
This way, Descendant.
Just casually leave the meeting without saying anything to anyone.
It seems HQ is faltering. I understand. After all, HQ shoulders the burden of protecting humanity. It is difficult for the fate of humanity to be placed into the hands of something only a few can see. But Descendant, my purpose is the same as yours. Trust me. Do this, and you will retrieve the Iron Heart.
Also, her accent is really strange. It has little hints of a bunch of different things in it. A little bit of Irish, a little bit of Scandinavian accent of some variety, I feel like. And yet, she's trying to come off as more of a either US or English accent, and it's just weird. I'm not sure what to make of it. I'd be curious to hear where the voice actress is actually from. Okay. Do we have to go back to... go back to the meeting? Okay, fine. So yeah, a lot of these exchanges are longer or, you know, have different angles to them than they had in the past. That seems like one of the most noticeable differences between the beta from a year ago and what we have today.
Just get to the point. Descendant, I apologize for my temper. I should also apologize to you, Nell. It seems the divide between our opinions regarding this operation may be too great. I did not authorize the investigation of the Ancestors' facility because I trust the guide. My intention was to prevent the Vulgus from accessing the Ancestors' data. Which is why, regardless of whether I trust her or not, that data must be retrieved. Bunny has identified a number of Vulgus facilities located in the direction of the Grand Square. If we investigate them, we should be able to track down the location of the Vulgus command center where the data is being held. As for the guide, let's continue that discussion after this operation is concluded.
Okay. New battlefield, the Grand Square, I think is a new section of the area where we were in before. So, I just want to take a brief look at some of the gear that we have, because I think we picked up some nice stuffs. Like this, I'm pretty sure has way more damage than any of our current weapons, so why don't we throw that on? And so it is rare, higher rarity. You'll see it has some of those extra stats that do vary from one weapon to the next. So if we had another level 7 Magnus AA, we might not have this bonus firearm attack versus Colossus, weak point damage, weapon change speed, all that stuff. So that's where it starts to get a little more unique and a little more incentive to grind out specifically what you want. But let's throw this on, and then we may have a better option for this slot as well. Is that what we had before? I think it was. Yeah. High damage there. We're also looking for a bit of a mixture of types of weapons. This is a, yes, a rocket launcher is one of the potential weapon types. So we could throw one of those on. It does use these high power rounds. Those are pretty rare. So can't really equip multiple high power round weapons. Otherwise we're going to blow through all of our ammo. But that is seemingly a lot better than the gangster, our shotgun. So sure, we'll throw that on. Then for this, kind of looking for, yeah, maybe something with impact rounds or these special rounds. Tactical rifle, sure. We're using a little bit before. So this one, more range, general purpose, and big bada booms. Oh, although, in check, we now have more of these modules. And this is our first time with this weapon, so now we have to decide what, if anything, we want to put on here. So, ooh, chill priority. Chill attack plus 13%, but a slower reload time, I think, is what negative 8% means. So, bit of a trade-off there. Interesting. It's saying that makes our DPS go down because our reload time, yeah, is slower, but our chill attack is higher. Okay. So, a trade-off. But I think it's, despite the DPS number technically going down, I think that is probably still worth doing. Give ourselves a crit rate. We can only equip one version of the same upgrade, for what it's worth. Just basic, plus 12% firearm attack. That certainly works. Add plus 8% fire damage. That works too. And now you see, we throw on a bunch of these guys, and we're starting to get a little bit close to our maximum capacity there. So that's where, yes, as we start to get more levels and the master hand levels, that will start to be more of a factor longer term. We'll save that for you. And then here, we can throw on more stuff. And at this point, I think, as I was saying before, we don't need to be too concerned about min-maxing, because we can more or less just throw on everything that we have, and it's going to be an upgrade, just because we don't have a lot to begin with. Weak point damage plus 5%, firearm critical hit rate plus 1, okay, sure. I am a little curious to see what our options are here. Weak point damage, okay, so this is good against weak points specifically. And as for our character stuffs, yeah, we have more of this as well. Okay, so this is an interesting one. This shock punch it goes in one of these slots, right? Is it? Yes. Okay, so this one is technically modifying what our melee is like. Now it is apparently an electric melee of sorts. The big reason, though, for this is that if you upgrade this further, it will actually increase the amount of capacity that you have. So it's kind of different from all the other stuffs in that way. It's almost like a more of a passive than anything. There are different types of melees you can switch it over to, but that's largely insignificant. It's mostly just about upgrading this to give yourself more module capacity. And at this stage, I think once again, we're probably just throwing on more of this stuff wherever we can. Heat damage resistance, skill power modifier. I think we already have this active. Yeah, we do. Then this, max HP. Oh no, we already have that out. Okay. Incoming damage modifier, minus 3%, but our max HP goes down. I mean, the math theoretically does still work in our favor there. So I think we still do it. But as you see, as time goes on, we get some rarer stuff. There are some trade-offs we need to consider. Okay. So, I don't think we have too much time left here before we probably want to shift gears and do our usual Sunday stream. But one thing that I was hoping we might be able to squeeze in would be, since we've done now a little bit of a variety of campaign-related missions, this Void Intercept battle. Let's see if we can do this. Will it let us? Enter Void and intercept Colossi threatening Ingress. Select a Colossus to intercept. Check the prerequisite conditions if the Colossus cannot be intercepted. Okay, it's not letting us go after the first one. Let's see. we have to make it further in the main quest before we can. Okay, that's unfortunate. So these are specific bosses that you would fight. And they are fun. And that is sort of more of a different dynamic to the gameplay. So I would like to ideally get the chance to show you guys that, but it looks like we need to make a little bit further before we can. So, all right, we'll progress a little bit further in that case. Not sure we'll be able to squeeze in a boss fight. Not sure what that sound effect was. That was weird. Sounded like someone was taking damage right next to us as we were loading in, except no one is taking damage right next to us, so... Alright. Well, lots of potential missions we could use. Oh, we have our, wait. Yeah, we weren't sprinting. We just felt much slower, though. Oh, I thought we could interact with these things. Maybe we will later on. Okay. Which weapon do we have out right now? Apparently this is our new basic weapon. Yeah. Okay, just want to make sure we aren't blasting through our very limited missile launcher ammo right off the bat. We also probably wanted to sell or disassemble some stuff. I thought I just activated that. Okay, yes. I also paid no attention to how long this mission was supposed to take.
To be mid-battle. Help me by protecting the radar over there.
To protect this for 4 minutes.
We can track down the enemy command center. So
Ooh, okay, the damage is way better on this. So yeah, we didn't really sell anything last time around when we were in the city. Okay. Our thing that we're protecting does not have a lot of health, I'm quickly noticing. So although we've destroyed most of the enemies fairly quickly, it has taken some damage.
Loading.
Don't want to get too carried away with looting at this stage just yet. Oh, hello. In fact, we'll do this. Oh, we can also do... never mind. I thought we could do our other shield ability, which theoretically would be helpful for protecting this object. No, that's bad. Those deal a lot of damage, and I did not see that that was coming. Yeah, this is starting to go a little awry. So we did level up. Oh, I overjumped the enemies that I wanted to hit. No. As long as we have still 2 minutes. Okay. Where I imagine we're going to see more strong enemies show up. This is the explodey guy who blew up last time and dealt a bunch of damage. At least we stopped him this time. So we avoid having this thing take damage for a little while, and at least start to get its shields to recharge, which would be really helpful.
Be recharged.
Oh, did I run out of ammo? No, I shouldn't. Yeah. This looks like a good group to hit. That, except I needed to get closer. So, one thing we can upgrade with our passive abilities, for example, is more AoE, which would be very helpful for that skill. Oh. This is important that we get rid of you. This is a bad time to have to reload this. This mission definitely would be a lot easier if we had more teammates helping us out, but we are soloing it. That is also a bit of a factor, of course. Not my best shooting there. A lot of guys. And including some dangerous dudes behind this shield guy.
Looks like they're serious. Maybe our radar really
Don't sneak past me right as I do the big jump. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Bunny, if you want to come in and help us out here, I wouldn't say no. Okay, the mini-boss has shown up. We have 17 more seconds and 15% health on this thing. We are also, I think, pretty close to dying. And that's the mini-boss. 8%. No! No! It's so close! 4 seconds! Oh, okay. You know, that's fine. Everything is fine. That's exactly how we planned for that to play out, right? Now we can loot the stuff. It's all part of the plan. But yeah, it's a good example of how, you know, if we had one more person, even just one more person, that would have made a pretty big difference. Okay, now we're out of inventory space because we can't seem to pick these up. Yeah, like we could just focus on one direction while our teammates focus on the other, and then that would have helped a lot. Okay, so let's try just... I still don't think this is the best way to view our stuffs. I think this is. But I think we can scrap here, designate as junk, remove all as junk. I think that still works. So I'm just gonna mark... Let's see. How do I mark junk? Select junk J. Okay, understandably. I'm just going to take our low DPS stuff, generally speaking, which again should also align fairly closely with our lower level stuff, and sell that. If I see stuff that's clearly higher rarity, then maybe I'll try to hold on to that. Higher level. Okay, but now if we remove all that's junk, let's see what this does. Did I remove all? Apparently. I thought we would get a pop-up giving us some additional, Did we remove it? I'm not sure that we did, because we still can't pick up this stuff. Hold on a second. No, we definitely did not. Strange. I accidentally unmarked them. Oops. Does remove all junk mean unmark as junk, or does it mean get rid of the thing that is marked as junk? It means get rid of the thing that is, or it means get rid of the junk modifier, or the junk, mark. I thought we can scrap them here on the screen somewhere. We're also taking damage from something. I mean, I think we picked up, I think we picked up the big stuff. I think we're still okay in the grand scheme of things, but as I said, we probably should have gone and made a point of selling stuff in town. We might kind of need to... Oh, control was dismantle all junk? Okay, there it is. That's what we're looking for. Did not see that. Okay, let's quickly do that then. Just junk most of these things. And again, like, if you really want to, you can mark absolutely everything as junk in one fell swoop, but I do want to save some of these things. Okay, it was... Oh, there it is. Yeah, control, dismantle all junk. That's what I wanted. Okay, and then you get this pop-up saying you're going to get some resources from it. So you're not completely scrapping it for nothing at all. You know, it's not a great amount of resources you get. So, you know, you do want to just be junking the stuff that is bad, understandably. But as you can see, there's no shortage of loot. You see how many options there were? We're not labeled clearly. Remove all junk does not remove all junk. It unmarks all junk, which is an important distinction. Oh no, let me open this way. Okay. So yeah, let's see. What's the estimated time for this one? 10 minutes or less? Excuse me.
Loading.
Let's jump in here.
This is Eckert from the Signal Corps Cyber Intel Unit. We've detected the transmission of a huge number of data packets in this zone. Requesting mission approval to intercept them. There should be a Vulgus data transmitter nearby. If you can get near to it, I can hack into it remotely and collect the data.
I vaguely remember these. So this is another slightly different type of mission. We need to stay in this circle, progress the objective. Meanwhile, of course, we will get a bunch of enemies showing up. Oh. I heard them. That's theoretically the thing that spawns them. Oh, there we go. You're a big... Whoa, you are a fast dude too. In general, we'll try to wait to loot until the end of these types of missions. We need to stay in this circle to make progress. Thanks for stopping by, Rui. Good to see you. Oh, somehow snuck up over there. Insufficient rounds. I ran out of ammo. On our basic weapon. You know, maybe switching to the sniper rifle one is not the best idea right now. Maybe we do need to move around a bit. Oh, well, we also finished this hack. So there's that too. And now we should have ammo on our primary weapon. Okay. I think we're good now. Okay, and we can switch weapon by doing scroll wheel. That is much more convenient. This is just a random control, I think. Okay, so now we head over to this one. Similar idea. Variety of enemies this time. Oh, that looks like that's going to be something. Oh, you can see on the mini-map as well, in the top left corner, it indicates what direction enemies are coming from, which is useful in situations such as this.
Oh.
When they show up on the minimap, that is. Oh. Or they just show up everywhere. That was very helpful. Oh, that is not good. Who's doing that? Is that you? What the heck was that? Wasn't the best idea, but I did it anyway. Almost done. This one, that's a grenade, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what's thrown at us. Okay, they're coming from several angles. That one. Get this back off cooldown? We do. Thank you.
Vault is transmitting the Ancestor's data to an external location.
Bye-bye.
I'll send the details to Bunny.
All right.
Thankfully, since they damaged the network infrastructure, transmission speeds have been extremely slow. That came back to bite them.
So we did just get another one of the Bunny crafting materials for finishing that mission right there. So we're getting closer to being able to get her. Which is nice. You know, as I said, technically I think most of the crafting materials for unlocking characters are things that you would need to purchase with real money. But they are, or at least that's the way that you expedite it. But you can, of course, through grinding, unlock them for free through doing gameplay-related stuff. But in terms of quest rewards for unlocking the new characters, Bunny is the one that is the most straightforward because you just get it from quest rewards, and fairly quickly you'll be able to craft her. Whereas the other characters are much more of a grind because you do not get them directly from rewards. You have to, from specific quests, you have to farm up specific types of missions that have only a percentage chance, very low percentage chance, of dropping the component you need. And since every character has several components that you need to complete the craft, it is pretty grindy to get multiple characters unlocked. Bunny is pretty quick, and as I was saying, Bunny is really good. So from that standpoint, maybe that's not a terrible thing. This one, less than 10 minutes. Okay. I think this is probably going to be my last one because I do need to shift gears and probably get something to eat before we do a totally different stream for a totally different game in the pretty near future at this point.
Hey, Descendant. I was going through Bunny's recon, and I noticed there was a Vulgus battery I hadn't seen before. If we can get the specifications and output,
oh, I
we can
remember
figure out why
these.
they installed it. Connect your receive to the battery storage container. I'll disable the security remotely. Once the battery pack is exposed, put it in the supply box and send it.
Okay, so we're getting an interesting mix of different types of missions, which is good. Do I remember this one? I assume we have to stay in here while it is in the process of seizing stuff? I think. We have a time limit, though. This is not what I... Oh, okay. We have to keep them out of the search. Gotcha. It's not the type of mission that I initially thought it was. In fact, I'm not sure if I remember this type. This might actually be new. Very fast. And I missed. Excuse me, sir. It's definitely another one that would be very helpful to have a large team for. That's probably overkill, but I just wanted to get them off of us. Because keeping them off of us is important, and yeah, now our inventory is full again. You're seeing some purple stuff here, which means higher rarity.
No.
Might even be able to increase our damage with some gear upgrades, and again, some new types of enemies. In general, you'll find that many times each subsequent mission will be one level higher with the enemies, and therefore one level higher item drops.
Shield is down. They need to be recharged.
Getting close. hear other people shooting. I don't know if they've technically joined our mission or not. Okay. Done with this one. Oh, hello. Except, not exactly. You guys chill so we can dismantle some stuff, so we can loot more stuff. That's what I would like to be able to do, but I'm pretty sure we're going to start taking, yep, damage here, or something. I do not want to leave us alone right now. So yeah, as we level up more, we will get more inventory space, and so this will not be as much of an issue, not being able to loot as much as we want to loot. Oh, I know where all of our stuff is. It's popping up over here. That's why. Okay. Just throw the highest level on, not give much more thought to it beyond that. We'll, I think, mark all this as junk. And then we'll dismantle all that junk. Throw on... What do we have right now? We have max HP. Yeah, this stuff looks actually inferior to what we have right now. So we'll go mark junk. Get rid of junk. We do not have anything equipped in this spot right now. Just take the defense, I guess. It's our highest level one. Just throw something on. We have max shield plus 8 right now. That's just objectively better then. Oh, we'll get rid of this stuff too. And here we have defense from our current one. And get higher level defense? Yeah, sure. Mark junk. Get rid of junk. Now we should be able to pick up a lot more stuff. And if we were to go over to weapons as well, once again, we have a few lower ranking things that we could dump. Is Magnus what we're using right now? It is, but we have some level 8 versions that are now available to us that may be worth throwing on. Just get rid of some of these things. Then this should be better. It definitely is. You'll see the modifiers are slightly different here. Higher crit chance rounds per magazine. Bonus attack versus Colossus, both of them have that. Those are the bosses that we weren't able to engage with just yet. Weapon change speed? Both of them have that. Yeah, well, I'll just go for the one that has the higher DPS. Now, I believe the modules should remain the same here because we've already used this type of weapon. We do have more that are available to us now, though. So we're kind of close to our cap. Reduce recoil plus attack. That's not bad. It would use all of our remaining capacity, though. Firearm crit chance. Oh, we already have that. And we already have this. Okay, so we just throw this on. And it fits perfectly. Nice. Okay. Now we loot to our heart's content. Granted, that might mean that we now have access to better stuff than we had before. Whoa! That was alarming. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wait, what? Does something have to do with this? Little confused by that. Oh, I know. Okay, now we take this and bring it back to the little mech that we saw, we ran past briefly. This guy. There was a mission type that revolved around this mech before. Which is why when I saw it, I thought I knew what we were getting ourselves into, but it wasn't exactly one that I had anticipated. Okay, so theoretically we have a little bit better damage now. Hopefully that proves helpful. Oh, and now we have a friend. By a friend, I mean a random dude who happened to jump in, but we'll take it. We just got another one. Okay. Lots of friends now. I think that would make this a lot more straightforward at this point. Leveled up again. Teammate putting up a shield. We can technically do that. I tried to do it on a few occasions, but I don't know if I have to hold the button or something. That's why it wasn't seemingly activating when I pressed the button. Let's try it. There it is. Might have not been high enough level to do it before. That also might have been a thing. Are we done with this? We are done with this one now. Okay, that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to drop down like that. Okay, now, we will deliver this, yes. However, we do need to take a brief detour. Do some looting. Okay, now we deliver. And there we go.
The electrical grid is connected underground. The output amount is just right for operating a command center. So the Vulgus command center is underground. I'll let Bunny know.
Haha! Got it! The enemy command center has been identified.
Great work, Bunny. You kept at it until it was done. Thank you.
It's all thanks to everyone who worked hard to find the clues. So, are we planning to hit them right away?
You've already been injured by Corel, so full-scale combat is out of the question for you at the moment. A different Descendant will be tasked with the strike on the Vulgus command center.
I wanted to help.
Descendant, get the coordinates of the command center from Bunny and prepare to attack. Over and out.
Okay. The game is having a few performance issues. My system is pretty good for what it's worth, so I'm a little surprised by this. With some audio cutting in and out a little bit, and some of that as well. I don't know what this is. This, I don't think, was here in the beta. Obviously, the solution, when we don't know what it is to shoot it and see what happens.
Loading.
It does sound like we're getting close to another fairly significant mission here. But as I was saying, I think I probably am going to have to wrap things up for today, because I do have, another thing that we are looking to do later today. So maybe we'll head back to Albion and just see if there's anything in town to follow up on the things that we've done here. Like, okay, we have a mailbox that might give us a little bit more loots. But hopefully, at the very least, by doing this, we've seen enough of the various different types of missions to get a feel for what this game is like, how the weapons work, how the weapon upgrades work, and character upgrades work. Didn't get to a high enough level to really start to build around specific skills and what have you, but as you get further along, that absolutely would become more of a thing. I wish we were far enough along to do one of those boss fights. The Colossi. But we apparently were not ready to do that just yet. Let's see, what level are we? We're level 10. I think the boss fight was level 10. So maybe let's do a quick check. No, still not far enough along with the main quests to have gained access to this. I feel like we're probably right around the corner from doing that. But as I said, I really do need to wrap things up here. But there's a look at First Descendant. So this was the technical test, which is just going on for a couple of days over the weekend. I assume that the full-blown game is coming out very soon, because it seemed they called this the final technical test. The beta that I was referring to was a whole year ago. It sounds like they've made significant progress, and they're potentially just right around the corner from releasing the full game, and this was sort of almost a soft launch of sorts to make sure that they were able to run the servers and those types of things. So may look to start doing some full-blown First Descendant in the relatively near future, depending on when it does release, because I have enjoyed playing this game, both back in the beta and here today, so be on the lookout for more of that stuff coming up soon. But thank you all for watching. I gotta wrap things up here, so I'll catch you next time.